What's up, everybody? And today we're checking out, finally, Russia shows off its 6th generation stealth fighter, the MiG-41. This is by Military Technology. This came out on the 9th, so literally you're talking like 5 days ago. Let's learn about this 6th generation fighter. I don't have much faith in Russian fighter jets after watching some of the previous videos. I just feel like they're overhyped, and so when we watch this video, this 6th generation stealth fighter, I'm just not expecting much. And I'm not expecting a true 6th generation fighter. You can say what you'd like, and you could agree to disagree or whatever. It might end up being fantastic, but you know, we've got to look at history and the patterns of what's already happened and just say that this probably isn't going to be as amazing as what people think it's going to be. You might not believe me, but that's the truth of it. If you want to watch the video without me waffling over the top, it'll be down in the description below. As always, please go over to Military Technology. Give them a like. Give them a subscribe. They'll certainly deserve it. Let's check this out. Let's see what this 6th generation Russian fighter, the MiG-41, is all about. Whoa! Military Technology. Is it not going to have dialogue? Maybe not. Interesting.
The PAKDP, also known as the MiG-41, is Russia's ambitious project aimed at developing a
That's got to be photoshopped there. Look at him. That's defo photoshopped.
6th-generation interceptor aircraft, expected to make its maiden flight in 2025.
Interesting.
This aircraft is set to replace the MiG-31 and incorporate cutting-edge features like advanced stealth capabilities, variable cycle engines, and enhanced range. Despite the high expectations, there is skepticism about Russia's capability to produce such an advanced fighter, given the challenges they faced with 5th-generation technology.
Yeah, again, I just don't see it being that much of a success. So this is saying that it's supposed to fly in 2025, which is right. When you think of technology, it's right around the corner. I know it is only May, but if you think about technology, especially like aircraft, that's right around the corner. So I have low expectations, but let's see.
MiG-41 is sent to achieve speeds over Mach 4.
No
operate
way.
At near space altitudes, and potentially include an unmanned version. It's also expected to be equipped with the new Saturn AL-51 engine, which promises significant improvements over its predecessors.
I don't believe it'll go MiG-4. Mach 4, sorry. I don't believe that. MiG-4. It'll go MiG-41. That's what it'll do. I don't believe it'll go Mach 4. I don't believe it'll go close to space. I really don't. If it does, I will be amazed.
As global military powers race to develop 6th-generation fighters, Russia's progress with the MiG-41 will be closely watched. Russian aerospace firm Mikoyan's latest fighter project is known alternately as the PAKDP or the MiG-41.
That's got to be AI, that picture.
PAKDP designation is an acronym for Perspektivny Aviacyjny Complex Dalnego Perekhvata, which translates to Prospective Air Complex for long-range interception.
Okay, this video says that it finally showed them off, so I'm hoping it actually does show it off.
As the name implies, the PAKDP/MiG-41 will be an interceptor aircraft, but also a fighter. The stealthy PAKDP is expected to make its first flight in 2025.
Okay.
As is typically the case with Russian aviation projects.
Oh, so this must be it. So they showed this earlier. This must be it. Looks like it's only got one jet on the back. It looks a bit more curved than I would expect. I don't think it's going to be.
The West knows little about the MiG-41. The new jet will replace the MiG-31. And it is considered a 6th-generation project. But the Russians have struggled enough to mass-produce a 5th-generation jet, leaving some observers skeptical that Russia can pull off a 6th-generation aircraft.
Yeah, that's the thing. They've barely done a 5th-generation one. Barely.
Most seem to think this plane will never make it into production, let alone undergo any sort of test flight.
Yeah.
We can deduct what Russia expects from the PAKDP or MiG-41 based on the general parameters that define a 6th-generation design.
Right.
Advanced stealth airframes and avionics should be included, as should advanced variable cycle engines with high thrust and cruise control.
So this picture here, the one with the fake Putin in front, this must be it. This must be them the title of the video showing it off. It's got that kind of like the same outline to a certain extent. Like down here, the intakes here are very much an F-22 intake. It's very much a MiG intake, actually, isn't it? If you look at it. But this bubble on the front is very much not what you expect from something that's crazy stealthy. Usually when you see the newer planes, like, let me get up. All right, let me get the F-35 up, right? Let me just get a good picture of it up. Which is probably the best jet out right now. I mean, you could say the F-22 is, but let's just say the F-35. Nope, that's an F-22. I want it side. I'm looking for a specific picture. All right, this'll do. No, actually, no. This one I'll do. This one I'll do. No, don't save it. Just open the image. Let me pull this up real quick. All right. F-35. The rounded front of it here is less like... Look at this rounded front here. And then look at how much of a rounded front that. I was told by someone, and they could be completely wrong here. I could be talking crap. The more of an out... Like, the more pronounced that some of these parts are and that are not like angled, the more it's able to be seen on radar. I could be talking absolute bullcrap there, right? But that's what I've been told. So you'll have to let me know in the comment section.
The airframe should equip increased range standoff and beyond visual range weapons, and it should allow for enhanced human systems integration. There should be an option for remote or autonomous control. In short, 6th generation platforms are expected to feature an ambitious slew of features that the Russians will be hard-pressed to obtain. To date, no one has created a 6th generation platform. Only 3 nations, Russia, China, and the US, have even fielded a 5th generation platform.
Yeah.
So Russia's plan to first fly the
if that's
PAK...
it. I guess it's not as pronounced as I thought it was, actually. If that's the legit aircraft, it doesn't look as pronounced. They look like 2 different aircrafts, to be fair.
EP/MiG-41 in 2025 might be overly optimistic. If one had to speculate, and looking across many Russian dreams of military hardware, there is a strong change this place never leave the drawing board.
Yeah.
The design specifications for the MiG-41 are understood to have been finalized in 2019. MiG's Director General, Ilya Tarasenko, said the new jet will reach speeds in excess of Mach 4.
No, it's not going. I guarantee it's not going to go more than Mach 4. There's no way it'll do that.
With cruising speeds around Mach 3, it will equip an anti-missile laser and be able to fly at near space altitudes. Tarasenko also said the new jet will feature an unmanned version.
I feel like all 6th generation fighters will inevitably have an unmanned version, right? That's inevitable. I cannot see this thing going Mach 4. That's like the biggest... For me, that's the biggest indicator that a lot of this might end up falling flat. Because if they're already saying that it's supposed to go that fast, they're setting a certain amount of expectations, right? And I just don't think it's going to live up to it.
As described, would make for a formidable interceptor. The PAKDP/MiG-41 is expected to use an upcoming version of the Saturn AL-51 engine that is currently in development for use with improved variants of the Sukhoi Su-57 5th-generation fighter.
Yeah, I don't know much about
the Saturn AL-51
that
is
engine.
An afterburning low-bypass turbofan engine that first ran in 2016. The architecture of the engine features 2 shafts and a 3-stage fan driven with a low-pressure turbine, as well as a 5-stage high-pressure compressor driven with a single-stage high-pressure turbine. The Saturn AL-51 also features glass fiber plastic inlet guide vanes and convergent-divergent nozzles that use serrated flaps to reduce its radar signature.
If that's it there, I almost guarantee, if that's the aircraft there, right? If it does get in the sky in the next year or 2, we're going to have footage of it. The footage is going to come out inevitably. And I think everyone's going to... I think people will initially get really hyped and be like, oh my God, they've got something really big here. The US needs to, buck up its ideas. But I just don't think it'll be anywhere close to a 6th generation fighter. Maybe it'll be close to the F-22, F-35, but I don't even think it'll be close to that, to be honest with you.
The new engine will offer a 19% higher thrust-to-weight ratio over its predecessor. Estimated thrust will be 37,500 pounds with afterburners engaged.
That's
In
mental,
addition
that
to
if
the
that's true.
Su-57 and the PAKVP, the Saturn AL-51 is expected to be used in the upcoming Su-75 Checkmate Light tactical fighter.
What?
The Russians are no
I've not heard of that one before.
doubt racing the Americans to field a 6th-generation fighter. The Americans, who were first to field a 5th-generation fighter, are the favorites to win the 6th-generation race.
I think we are literally on the edge, the tipping edge of seeing a 6th-generation fighter. I think within the next 2 years, we'll see one in the sky. Not in person, but we'll have footage of one in the sky in the next 2 years. I almost guarantee it.
With firms like Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman,
And I think they'll come
competing
from the
for
US
upcoming
first.
next-generation air dominance contract. Anticipation builds as the MiG-41, a groundbreaking aircraft possessing truly space capabilities, is set to make its maiden flight this year. The Russian media outlet Overcloser recently reported that this superior machine is on the brink of being commissioned and is expected to join the ranks of the Russian Air Force within the next 2 to 3 years.
So now they're saying within the next 2 to 3 years, even though it's supposed to have its initial flight in 2025. I mean, even if it's supposed to join in 2 to 3 years, yes, it would have its initial flight soon, wouldn't it? But I think they're overestimating how quick this is going to be done. They're underestimating how quick this is going to be done, and they are projecting that it's going to do way better. I mean, they always do this, right? Inevitably scare the West for it to just fall flat every single time.
As per the insights from
Maybe
Russian
they'll pull it
journalists,
off. Maybe they'll actually do it.
The MiG-41 stands unparalleled in its class. Overcloser suggests that the time is right for the MiG-41 to step into the limelight and replace the venerable, yet still potent MiG-31. MiG-41 is poised to take over from the MiG-31. The MiG-31, despite its age,
I feel like this video is going over a lot of the same stuff over and over again. The footage is definitely being reused constantly, but some of the stuff they're saying seems to be repeated.
has an impressive track record. It can target objects even in near space, intercept ballistic and cruise missiles, and the MiG-31K variant houses the first hypersonic air-launched missile.
That's pretty cool.
Despite the exceptional performance of the MiG-31, the need for a new long-range interceptor was recognized long ago. The first attempt at extensive modernization was the MiG-31M, which surfaced in 1993. However, it never made it into production due to financial difficulties. But in reality, it was the pressure from American partners who were hesitant about Russia gaining more strength. The current MiG-31s are undergoing an upgrade to the MiG-31BM. The upgrade featuring new radar and electronic enhancement,
So now it's just talking about the MiG-31 here, actually, isn't it?
new missiles, and weapons control systems. However, the Foxhounds will face mass decommissioning. The reason? The exhaustion of their production resource in the coming decade. This circumstance led to the inception of the PAKVP program, which has been developed
okay.
under the most stringent secrecy.
Okay.
In 2019, the research phase
So
was completed,
it's almost as if they've had to start moving on to the next thing, isn't it?
and by 2021,
All that says to me is that the MiG-31 was not good enough to be constantly upgraded. That's what that tells me, which means it's not as good as what people say it is. You say what you want about the F-22, F-35, but they can be upgraded really, really, really well, especially the F-35. And because of that, it'll have longevity in the military, and that's why it's being sold like crazy around the world, and these are not. Do you know what I mean?
a prototype was developed, initially slated to fly in 2025 and enter mass production in 2028. Surprisingly, the designers are 2 years ahead of schedule, an indication of their relentless commitment.
Interesting.
The emergence of the MiG-41 in its generation. While the technical specifications of this new development remain undisclosed, it is speculated that the MiG-41 will be capable of matching the speed of supersonic high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft. This distinctive feature is also being incorporated into the American and Chinese counterparts of this aircraft type. Russian reports suggest that the MiG-41 will operate in near-space conditions.
All right, so it's saying a couple of the same things over and over again. I'm not going to watch the last 20 seconds of this because they're saying the same stuff over and over again. But let me just do some quick Googling real quick. Let's see what is going on here. Here's an article by the National Interest. I don't know how reliable they are, but it was the first one I think. Russia's MiG-41 fighter nightmare is getting quite serious. Expected to take its maiden flight in 2025. So this is probably what it was going off. It's said to achieve speeds over Mach 4, which I doubt it. Yep, it's going on about the same stuff here as what it said in the video. So basically, the video was saying the stuff that was in this over and over again. The engines, yep, 90% height. So it's literally saying the same thing. I don't know, guys. Like, I just don't have as much of a as much hope. Well, I say hope. Obviously, I don't want them to achieve it because I live in the West, right? I live in the UK. Obviously, I don't want them to achieve anything close to this. So when I say hopes, I mean it from I doubt that they're going to achieve what they want to achieve. It's not me hoping that they achieve it. Really isn't. In fact, I hope it crashes and burns, and I hope no one dies, but I hope it's an absolute failure and they're never able to innovate again. And so they're never able to attack the West. But that's another story altogether. Let me know what you think. I don't know. I feel like there's a constant stream of worry that Russia's always, oh my God, Russia's coming for us. Oh my God, Russia's doing this next. Russia's doing that next. And it ends up just being false every time, doesn't it? It just ends up being a load of rubbish. If anything, what it does is it just makes the US get more worried and innovate even more and get further and further ahead. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'd love to know the discussion. I really would. I am not being like Russia can't do this, because they could turn around and be like, this is the best aircraft ever invented. They could do. I just don't have faith considering their previous attempts at doing that and the overhype that they get. That's all I'm saying. Are they capable of doing it? Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And until next time, I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.